All right, begin.
Did you know how you properly fold a tarp depends on how easily it's stored and loaded within the truck? I will be demonstrating how to properly fold, one of the proper ways to fold an over-the-road trucking tarp. As you can see, it's extremely large and it is quite difficult to fold with just one person, so I will be using one of my audience members to help me with this. A few of the main points I will be going over are mainly materials you'll need to complete the task, which is only about two to three bungee cords, which are these right here. Number 2 are protocols to follow before you start folding the actual tarp. Number 3 is the actual steps in folding the tarp, and I will be showing how it's done. It's not as hard as everyone thinks, and it's quite an easy way. And number 4 is why it's really good to fold it this way and how it helps the trucker. So first off, the only materials you will need are 2 to 3 bungee cords. I only have 2 because you don't necessarily need 3 so long as you are able to get the bungee cords around the tarp. A few protocols to make sure you follow are make sure the bungee cords are not anywhere on the tarp or underneath the tarp so they don't get in your way when you're folding and they don't tear the tarp. Number 2 is to make sure that the flat of the tarp, if it has one, is nice, straight, laid out and flat, along with the actual tarp itself, so it doesn't allow air to get trapped in it and it doesn't have wrinkles. The last protocol you really need to follow is making sure the tarp is as flat as you can possibly get it, with as little wrinkles as possible. I know this one's pretty wrinkly, but it is an old tarp and it's gone through many, many miles. So now we'll actually start folding the tarp. I'm gonna go down to this end. He's gonna come to this corner. I will set the bungee cords aside so they don't get in my way. The first thing we're gonna do is fold this little flat bit. So what you're gonna wanna do is pull it completely straight so that it lays flat against the tarp and acts as it isn't a different piece of the tarp. It won't be in your way and it'll fold right up with the parts of the tarp. Next, both of us are each going to grab a corner, making sure you pull tight to prevent the wrinkles, and we're just going to bring this to the middle and lay it down. Then we're going to grab this corner again and just going to fold it back. Again, pulling tight. My dad likes to say you're playing tug of war. Get completely straight. Then we're going to walk over to this side and repeat the process. So once again, this comes to the middle. To the middle again. And that's the first part. You really just want to fold the edges in, get the tarp as compact as possible so it's small, it won't take up very much room. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick up one of these ends, making sure you have all of the folds, and you're gonna pull tight against the other person, you're gonna flip it over. So next, what I'm gonna do, and I actually won't need him anymore, I'm just going to grab one end of the tarp and pull it down so it's about 3/4 of the way down the body of the tarp. Making sure it's flat and straight so you don't have any miscellaneous little strays going around. Next, I'm going to grab the bungee cords. You're going to lay them like railroad tracks behind the tarp so when you roll it, it rolls right over the top of the bungee cords and you don't have to worry about getting them underneath the tarp. Now, what you're going to want to do next is you're going to tightly roll the tarp starting from the folded end, and you're going to roll all the way down, making sure you get those rolls as tight as possible. And it's all right if it clumps up, as you can see it's doing. That will roll out, and it should work out. Now, one of the main reasons this folding style is really helpful to truckers is how it's folded. It creates a center line on the load. That means when it's laid out on top of the load, when it's being unrolled, it's really easy to find your center line and make sure your tarp is centered. So that means it'll be easier to strap down the tarp and secure the load all at the same time. Now, as you can see, I have it fully rolled. This tarp is one of the bigger tarps we actually have. It's about 80 pounds, and it's about 20 by 15 feet. It's really big, and it's used for heavy-duty loads when the buyers don't really want their load to get wet when it rains, just protect it against the weather. What you're gonna do is you're gonna roll it over the bungees with the end of the tarp on top. Press your knee down, get both sides of the bungee, and you're gonna pull. This is the part that's a pain. Now, you're gonna wanna make sure your end is in the bungee cords so you know that it's gonna hold. And you're gonna pull these together. Just like that, so that they link together. Now, this is one of the proper ways. Off camera, I'm going to continue folding this real quick, and that's all. That's one of the proper ways to fold a tarp to make it easy and accessible on the truck.